Wonder how to take notes in school? Easy, quick, and efficient? Stay tuned to find out. Hi everyone, and welcome to my journey into becoming Dr. Nanette Varela. I am Nanette, as usual, and welcome to this week's YouTube video on how to take quick, easy notes and efficient, just how I kind of do them, and tell you guys a little bit of how I wrote with that. You guys always ask me on a daily, how do you take notes? How do you take notes? But here it is, just a little sneak peek of how I do it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment down below if my tips and tricks are helpful for you. Before we get started, I want to show you guys something that I got. It is to die for. You guys know that I love all my little dainty things and always looking cute. So I was in the hunt for a little necklace and bracelet set of gold and pearls, but every time I looked for a company, they were actually really big pearls and I didn't really like them. So I found the perfect ones. So let me show you. So I found this company named Ana Luisa, and their jewelry is to die for. It is so beautiful, and one of the things that I really liked about this company was that they are carbon neutral, including from their packaging of their jewelry to their mailing packages. So let me show you guys what I got. What I love about this little packaging is that I could even keep the jewelry here and it'll still stay safe. Let's start off with this little one. So I want to show you guys real quick how elegant this necklace is. So this necklace is Cindy. Let me show you guys. Oh, how beautiful. And I also want to show you guys the matching bracelet. This matching bracelet is called Ariel. So it is the matching bracelet to Cindy. I'm gonna put it on now to show you guys. It is so beautiful because they are so elegant and dainty, and it's high quality jewelry for a very affordable price, and that is the best thing because you could look beautiful, elegant, and dainty without breaking your bank. This set is called Payton. Look at this, how beautiful. So it's the new like Cuban style chain necklace with like the paperclip style. Isn't it beautiful? Let me try it on so you guys can see how it looks. Okay, this is gorgeous. Look at the bracelet. Okay, this is the most dainty, most elegant bracelet I think I have ever had. Look how cute it is. I really love that you can add the size augmentation that you want depending on how your bracelet is. And look at the necklace, how beautiful. Like, I could have not wanted another type of dainty like matching. Look at this, how cute. You guys know me, I always am looking out for my followers, so if you guys are interested in getting anything from Ana Luisa, feel free to get the link in my bio and at the bottom of this video and use my code Nanette10 and you guys will get a 10% discount on your order, and trust me, they will not disappoint. This is gorgeous. Let's get started. So the first thing you really need is an app on where you could take your notes. So the one that I use is Notability. This is how kind of it looks like. Okay, another good app that you can really use is Good Notes. I've never used it, but it's a good option if you don't like Notability. In order for you to create a new note, you could click on this little tab right here. Once you start off the first page, I usually like to set out the settings. So I'll click on these three little dots, use on a template, and this is usually what pops out. You could do whatever you want. You have a weekly planning, exam planners, meeting notes, daily planner, whatever you want, you can choose and play. I usually like to use a rule. I have it at a grid spacing of 2. You could play with this and you could use the square, you could use the dots, you could use college rule, however you like. They have many multiple options. What I like is the rule paper at 3. I will apply it, and this is how I usually start. You could click on the text box and you can change the name of your file. Let's say I'll put lecture 23. Okay, you could press the little hand. With the hands, you can move everything here. With the little toolbox, you could grab and cut anything and move it around. So let's say you write something here, right? You could grab with a toolbox, move it around. You can copy and paste, copy, paste, whatever you want, it works. You could get the eraser, erase all of it, and highlighter, pencil tool. I usually like to use the third one here with a straight, and for highlighters I usually like to use between these 2 and 3 depending on the PDF that I have. Another trick that you could use here on Notability is you could have 2 pages open. How do you do this? You're gonna swipe on the left of the screen slowly, and you're gonna have a multiple PDFs opened up here depending on what you recently used. So let's say I want to open up a lecture. Let's say I click on this one, I press and hold, drag it, and this will pop up here. So I have some histo images that I usually like to copy and paste. I could do this and paste it onto my new note and go from there. So usually how I go about writing notes, I usually like to read whatever my lecture is, and I'll highlight like the most important things. Of course, you have to read through it, highlight. I haven't finished reading this yet. I'm missing all of this, which is pretty quick, but I could show you guys a little bit of how I kind of do it. So even though I highlight the most important things, as I write my own notes, I'll read this little section and try to summarize it as best as I can. I think that's the most important thing on doing that. So even though it's telling you, let's say pharmacogenetics is the role of inheritance in variation, you could just put pharmacokinetics, role of inheritance in variation. You don't have to put everything that has to do with the buffering system. You can add that everything that it's affected is just drug targets, drug transporters, enzymes that catalyze the drug metabolism and cause adverse reactions depending on the variation. That's it. I just summarized 1, 2, 3, 4 little lines into a sentence or 2, and that's what I just write here. And I will write out like the big topics depending on what it is. I highlight it in a different color, and the sub topics I'll highlight in another color. So this is one big topic here in green, and then my purple ones are my subtopics. And like that, I usually go within a subtopic, purple, I add another subtopic, which is the light colors. And from there, I go. And I just basically read this one time. I read it for a second time when I'm taking my notes. So once I do that, it's basically just writing things on my own words. Basically, this is how I do it. Again, everyone studies different, and maybe taking notes is not something that works for you. But if you do want to try it, always try to look at the most important details. There is a lot of stuff that sometimes they want you to know, and that really bases off of how quick you catch on to the material and what you kind of notice is important and what they want you to know. Summarizing is very important because you don't want to rewrite everything on those lectures. You want to write it in your own words, in your way of understanding. And I think that's what helps me out a lot, because even though I read my lectures and I highlight the important things, once I go write my notes, I am summarizing those topics and I'm only writing the most important things. So always remember that you want to have short summaries. If it's like, for example, this is a 12-page PowerPoint, I want to convert a 12-page PowerPoint to 1 to 2 pages. It really is no limit, but try to keep it short and efficient, so when you do study for it, you're like, yes, the most important things, not the descriptive words and things like that. So always try to be efficient and notice what's the most important things in the lectures. You know, maybe writing out a little explanation in your own words is good enough, instead of just writing word for word, because that's not really gonna understand and make you feel like you know that material. Another thing I want to add on is make sure that you're not really limiting yourself to 1 or 2 pages, because in reality sometimes some of my notes can be 5, 6 pages depending on how big that lecture is. It just really depends. Go off by what works for you, what you find is useful, and trust me, when you find what works for you, you're going to do amazing. Not everyone studies the same. So I hope these little tips and tricks are helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if this video was helpful. Let me know what else you would like to see on my YouTube channel. I'll see you guys next time.